Okay, so the balance of payments is essentially a tally of what a particular country is doing with all the other countries out there. So country does exports, sells goods and services abroad, but it also buys goods and services from abroad. And the balance of payments really just keeps track of all those money flows. Let's take a look at the net balance on one particular category for services. So this is part of the balance of payments for the current account. And so that includes things like goods, exports, services, but not the transfer of stocks and bonds and things like that. Balance of payments is, as it's a balance, it's kind of a net thing. So a credit here in the services category means that the country is exporting services. And a debit means that the country is importing services. So to take 1 year as an example, let's say 2008, we can look at the net position of whether the country exported or imported more services by just taking the absolute value of the difference between the two. The 45,240 was the credit or the export of services. And the difference between that and the debit or the import of services is the net difference between how much they exported and how much they imported. And here in this case for 2008, that total is minus $3,098. And so these are probably in billions, in millions of USD. So of course this number is much larger. But you get the idea. And here there is a deficit. And that means just basically that they're importing more services than they are exporting. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of categorizing, breaking down a country's trade transactions with another country or with all the other countries. So in any case, I think the big thing to figure out is whether it's a deficit or it's a surplus. You just kind of need to keep track of which number is larger. So ignore the minus sign and just kind of think about which of these credit, which is an export of services, and compare that to debit, which is an import of services or whatever category you're looking at. And here, all of these categories are in the current account, just one subcategory of the overall balance of payments account. Just one subcategory of the overall balance of payments.